Those skill sets are important. We have to own, okay, and my nonpartisan political organization, our slogan is "Own It," talking about citizenship. Very similarly here, manufacturers have to own it. Everyone in this room has to be part of changing the perception here in Connecticut about what our industry is and what it does. The very concept that people in certain pockets of the community think that preparing for college and preparing to come work in our company are two unrelated and different paths is one of the most ludicrous things I've ever heard of in my life. And again, we're really good at pounding the fists and pointing the finger that you guys are idiots. Well, what have we done to actually educate and prevent that perception from developing in the first place? Because when I sit down with superintendents and I sit down with community college presidents in a non-combative way and I explain the minimum requirements to come work as an entry-level employee in our plant, it looks a lot like the minimum level requirements that a community college or a university would want from someone entering their facilities. The ability to read, write, do math, and problem solve without remediation, the ability to think. And on top of that, if they have some sort of basis of skills in some sort of a technical place, they're that much more valuable. And I've never met an educator, even in the state of education, which is one of the worst in the country, I've never met one that wasn't surprised by that and wanted to work with us to try and figure that out. In fact, we've made tremendous progress in the past 3 years with the Nevada Department of Education to start saying, look, you're graduating people who pass the proficiency exam, I should say, and get a diploma and require 2 years of remediation. Your tests of what someone is proficient at aren't working. We have a thing called the National Career Readiness Certificate put out by ACT that if someone passes, we are highly confident that they can come in and be trained in our companies. And we've made tremendous progress with the Department of Education in them now starting to think about using that as one of the exams, if not the exam, as the exit exam from high school. That's progress. It didn't happen because they came to us. It didn't happen because the governor or some other leader or hero magically figured it out. It happened because a few companies, stepped up, put their tie on, and proactively engaged. And on top of that, when we're talking about communication, you've got to reach the young people. You've got to reach the transitioning workers, and the only way to do that is through marketing and advertising and outreach. The marketing and advertising piece is simple. Write a check, find an organization that you believe can really get that message out there. Connecticut Dream It Do It is probably one of the best, if not the best, equipped to actually deliver that message in a sophisticated way in this state. And then open your doors. Bring people through your factories. Invite the local school to come tour. Invite the parents to come through your factory. In Nevada, we've had some really major successes. We had one of our biggest school districts brought 50 career and technical education teachers through 9 facilities. It was just one day. Dream It Do It Nevada coordinated it, and all the manufacturers participated, chipped in for lunch, helped develop some materials to give to the teachers, completely changed their mindset. They didn't even know these companies were in their backyard. And now they're adjusting their curriculum to show these kids what's happening. And they're making arrangements to now bring the kids through, and the parents. So you got to make your facilities available. You gotta take ownership of this, because at the end of the day, we in the United States are the world's largest manufacturing economy today. I am so sick and tired of everyone acting like we're defeated. We are number 1 today. We're on the top by a long shot. The United States accounts for 21 to 22% of goods produced around the world. China's second at 13 or 14%, and Japan's third at like 12. we're still way out front. But we've got to start acting like we're in first place. We've got to start treating ourselves like we're the gold medal runner in front. And so, my challenge to you and plea to you as a fellow Connecticut manufacturer and someone who cares very deeply about the future of this country is own it, step up. Write your check. If everyone in this room wrote a check to support a campaign that would go into schools, we could fund the thing. And if everyone opened their factory, even if only a couple times a year, to some parents, some teachers, some counselors, and maybe even some other folks from the community, you would see a tremendous shift in thinking around this state about what our industry does and what infrastructure is available to ensure that we have the people we need to compete in the future. Because it's only going to get harder. I spend a ton of time in China. That's my background educationally. Technology is developing at an exponential rate. There are people in India and China and other places in the world who want these jobs, who want to climb the ladder of success, who want to be number one. Now, I believe we have a better system. I believe we're a good people. And I believe very strongly that we need to be at the forefront. But we cannot be at the forefront of the international economy if manufacturing is not strong in America. So while we've got our time in the sun here, while manufacturing is on the cover of Time magazine, while the president regularly speaks of manufacturing, let's be out there and let's make our faces be the face of manufacturing. Barack Obama is not the face of manufacturing. Time magazine doesn't tell everyone what manufacturing is. We do. And we all do really, really important things that make this country strong. So I'll stop rambling too much, but I would love to, if you guys have questions, entertain those. There's a lot of specifics I can walk you through about some programs that have been very successful, but from kind of the overall perspective, let's agree tonight to come together and let's own this challenge. Thank you. I can take some questions. Just jump up and shout, or comments. Anyone? Here we are.